반갑습니다. Steve, this week I wanted to talk about something that probably is of interest to a lot of individuals that are interested in coming to Korea to teach English, and that is the whole status of the EPIK program, the English program in Korea, which is in the public schools. And it's no mystery that EPIK is aggressively being reduced. I came here to teach English in August of 2011, about 3 years ago, and since that time, here in Busan, Korea's second largest city, about 2/3 of the jobs have been cut, all high school, all middle school. And I believe the rest of the areas in Korea are following suit or have already followed suit. And I also understand that Seoul is probably even more aggressively cutting the program. And much of this has to do with the fact that the current presidential administration doesn't really have a great interest, not a lot of emphasis placed on the EPIK program, not a lot of faith maybe. And Korean teachers and administrators feel that that will change when a new president takes office, but that's left to be seen. But also, the EPIK program, from how I understand it, was like a 10 or 12 year initiative that started maybe 10 or 12 years ago. We're nearing the closing date of this project naturally anyway, so there's a lot of factors working against it. All that's beside the point. Here's the big issue. Taking the EPIK program out of Korea is going to affect a vast majority of Korean students. In the 3 years that I've been teaching here, there's one factor that I've seen that separates the really strong English students from everybody else. And that's the fact that these students, the strong students, attend an after-school academy called the Hog Juan. And at these Hog Juans, they're generally taught by native English speakers. So on top of what they're learning in school, they're getting that whole other aspect of English instruction. EPIK teachers were put in public schools, and they give all the students a shot at having access to the spoken language, whether they want it or not. A lot of them don't. But at least it gives them access to it. You take that out, and it's going to put them at a great disadvantage, and here's why. I've worked with maybe a half dozen or more Korean teachers, English teachers now since I've been here. And whether or not they're strong English speakers themselves is beside the point. I'd say in upwards of 90% or more of the class, with the exception of the listen and repeat portions of the class, are spoken in Korean. The only English you really hear, like I said, is the listen and repeat, or the stuff they're just lifting from a page. So now all these students are really not going to have a shot at hearing the spoken language at all. So I think that's unfortunate, but that's the position that Korea is taking with it now, and they're the only country in the ESL game that I know that is backpedaling on the whole effort. Good news is, if you're a Hog Juan owner or you want to open a Hog Juan, that market is probably going to flourish as EPIK goes away. Probably you're going to see a lot of parents, a lot of students who are not in Hog Juans. Their parents are going to probably, some of them are going to be stuck into Hog Juans now because they still want them to have access to the spoken language. They know the importance of it. So that's good news for a Hog Juan. So Steve, you came to Korea through the whole Hog Juan side of things. You had a good experience. What's your take on it? Do you think that the public school system without a native English speaker and the access to Hog Juans is enough for Korea to stay on their path to English proficiency? Or is removing EPIK going to hurt them in big ways in the near or far off future? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Anyway, thanks for watching out there. Make sure you check out Steve's channel, Steve Miller Vlogs, to hear both sides of our story. See you next time. Peace out.